All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm here with my client and friend, Angela. Super excited to be talking to her about her experience working with us at HealthNU. So, Angela, thanks a lot for taking the time to join us. Really appreciate you being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So, tell everyone, a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Angela. I'm out in Vancouver, British Columbia. Um, I I'm lagging. Sorry. Yeah, I've been on a health journey for years. Like I've done a lot of like the yo-yo dieting, the fad diets, you know, um, fad workouts too, like your Orange Theory, your F45, or all of those things. So I've tried all of that, and I've been really back and forth on it with my health journey, nothing really consistent. And I actually ran into HealthNU on Instagram through a friend that I know out here in Vancouver. And that's pretty much how it started here with HealthNU and Shaun.
Amazing. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing. And yeah, it's been a good journey so far. If you could explain a little bit where you were at before we started working out together, like you said you were doing the classes and you tried a bunch of everything, but like where were you at specifically in terms of results then?
Oh, yeah. So I started just before Christmas one year, just before actually, I started with Health and You in August of 2024. And I guess 2023 December, I was tired. I was feeling sluggish, overweight, just not confident. Like, going out was a struggle. It's like I had 100 things on my bed before I found something that looked good. And I was like, I want to get to that point where I could just put anything on and feel great and go out. And so I started F45 at the end of December 2023. And I was going 6 days a week, minimum 6 to 7 days a week, with little to no results. Like my nutrition was all over the place, but I just thought, hey, I'm going to the gym every day. Like it's good. I was drinking iced coffees every day, loaded with sugar, like your Starbucks drinks. And um, I felt good doing the workouts, but it was yielding me no results. And a big thing that I noticed was anyone at going to that gym there for F45 was not, everyone looked the same in that whole span of time. And I was going at the same class every day. So it was the same type of people. And yeah, I guess I was just tired of putting so much work into, I guess, the working out portion without knowing what to do nutrition wise. So I really needed some education and some help and guidance on that front. And that's where I decided to join on with you at Health and You. And um, it resulted in really great results in my body, the way I looked, the way I felt, my confidence, but then also the education piece, knowing how to eat. I guess I always thought being in a deficit or not eating or carbs to me was a bad word. Like all carbs were bad, bread, rice, potatoes. Like I would cut that and not eat it at all. But so just I guess the education piece was a big part for me in my journey.
Amazing. I love that. And yeah, I think that's a very common story, unfortunately, where like people are going to the gym a ton, classes, not really seeing much physical change. And that's ultimately, what you're going there and paying for. So it's definitely super frustrating. And it was for you, I don't think it was ever like a work ethic issue. It was just like you had like the wrong approach. And I think that's the truth for so many people. Like most people are not just lazy, they just aren't going about it in the right way. So I think that that's definitely a big piece that we've discovered with you. So could you walk us through like what kind of physical results or physical transformation have you gone under since joining?
Um, well, as far as like the difference I see in myself physically, yeah. Well, I'd have to say I've dropped a bit of weight. So in 16 weeks, in about 4 months, I've dropped 25 pounds. Like I was consistent with my meals. I was weighing everything, meal prepping. So you and I even talked about it. Buying new containers was exciting, right? Because it's everything's portioned out. It's all in the refrigerator. You just pull it out and warm it up, nuke it. Um, so I was seeing changes really, really quickly in a very healthy way. Like I was losing about 2 to 3 pounds a week. I was feeling great. I didn't miss a single workout. I was working out only 4 days a week, which was very different for me from working out 6 to 7 days a week, right? 4 days a week, an hour and a half, sending footage of my training just for feedback. So I lost a ton. I went from a size 12 to a size 6 to 8, depending on the store. That was a big thing for me. My clothes were fitting better. I was hearing comments left, right, and center. And that was a huge confidence thing for me, right? When people see, it's like there's one thing for you to notice your results, but when other people do, it was a whole different thing. So, and that just kept me going to continue. And people were asking, what are you doing? What are the changes that you're seeing? Or how are you doing it? And so that was really exciting for me. I think the biggest part for me was just feeling more comfortable in my skin, being able to buy a two-piece bathing suit. Even though I have a long way to go, the results that I've seen in those 4 months was huge. I've never, and like I said, I've done so many of these different fad diets. I've tried keto or paleo or Whole30 back in the day. Um, and I've never seen the results I've seen now. My body is more toned. So before I was dieting, but I wasn't doing the proper work for my body as far as training. Um, it was always more cardio, right? Run on the treadmill or do these high intensity like F45 where it's like you're moving station to station. And that it's all great, it's good for your cardiovascular health, but working on different muscle groups, my arms, legs, abs, really help tone. And I have a little bit to go, but it's more of a lifestyle thing for me where I'm always looking to improve at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you're doing a great job. You've obviously gone through a tremendous transformation. I always see posts on your Instagram stories with your man. You guys all look good and you're all dressed up. So that's always cool to see. So, what would you say were like maybe a couple struggles, two, three struggles that you had before joining with us?
Yeah, for sure. I would say dabbling in and out of dieting. Um, and I recently saw something on Instagram that said something, I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines of eating healthy is now considered dieting, whereas it shouldn't. Eating healthy should be our norm, right? So that was the thing for me. I was always dabbling in and out of dieting. Oh, I'm gonna do well. I need to look good for this event. So I'm gonna diet or I'm not gonna eat. I've gone through phases where I haven't eaten for 2 weeks so that I could look good for an event, right? Only to gain it all back and then some. So that would be one thing that I would say I struggled with the most was dieting and even having like an eat reward mentality. I'm tired, I'm stressed. So it was more of like an emotional eating. Food was a reward always, right? If I do good or if I do this or let's go out for dinner, and it was always making unhealthy choices. So I would say those two. And then the other thing was sleep. I never realized that sleep was as important as it is until honestly, until I joined with you. And you've we've talked about it many times how important sleep is in recovery and energy level and all of these things in aiding like in helping with weight loss. So that was another thing that really I guess I struggled with before. I really enjoy living life, right? So sleep was like last priority. It was like, okay, yeah, let's go out, let's do this. You want to go out at 9 p.m.? Yeah, sure. Now it's 9 p.m. Like I think it was maybe a month ago, I went out for a girls' night and it was like 2 a.m. and I was stressing and I was like, this isn't me. Like, I don't like it. Like, I was ready to go home and get to bed. And I didn't drink or anything like that. I was just like, this is out of my norm. Like, sleep has just become so important to me and such a big part of my routine. And I would say it's my new life.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Cool. And what would you say, like specifically with through the coaching or the program, like allowed you to overcome those struggles of, kind of going in and out of dieting and nutrition and focusing on sleep? Like how do we help with that?
Consistency, I think, is just I guess you talking about being consistent. Your app is amazing. Just having something to track, like something that, hey, I did my 10,000 steps today. Hey, I did eat according to my plan. I did my training and like your app is very specific. And that's one of the things that I would say is my favorite thing about working with you is that your app is so detailed and it gave me a lot of accountability and it still does because I'm one of those people that's a checklist person, right? I've did it, check, check. And if I don't do it, I'm like, oh, I haven't done it. Let's get it done so I can check it off. So that's definitely helped a lot. And just honestly, the education piece, the part that you really held me accountable and in the best way. Like I tell everyone this when I talk about you is that yes, this is a business, but it's more than that for you. You're so passionate about it. And in my personal journey, I see how much you cared about my progress. Like I almost felt like you cared just as much as I did. And that meant so much because you hear a lot, there's a lot of health coaches out there, there's a lot of personal trainers. But that was one of my biggest hesitations. It's like, almost felt like I've always thought of it to be a money grab, but this was the best investment I've made in myself. Like for myself. A lot of people, it's one of those things that we should invest in our health while we still have it. I think of things that we put money towards when it's too late, right? And then it just, I don't know, I guess it's one of those things that for me I was hesitant on because just how much of it is out there. There's so many personal trainers, there's so many health coaches. But to find someone that actually genuinely cares, tries to find the root cause of why we do what we do, and then helps you rewire your thought process and how you look at things, it's amazing. So this was probably the best decision I've made for myself.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And it's been great working with you also. And I love to see how much progress you've made, especially in such a short period of time. Like 25 pounds down and all those benefits in just 14 or 16 weeks is amazing. It's like 4 months, right? And like
Yeah.
it just shows up in like how like radiant you are and positive you are. And I love to see that like you're so open-minded to rewiring your patterns and things like that. So that's awesome. So what would you say, like, how is life for you now? Since joining the program, like what's different in your personal life? How's life different?
I would say the biggest thing is confidence. And I feel like when you feel confident in yourself, um, it positively impacts every aspect: work, relationships. When you have a different walk to you, I don't know, it just when you have confidence, you walk differently, right? People see you differently. I've been seeing so many quotes, but um I saw this thing on, again, Instagram, I think, and it said when people see a fit person, they see more than just that. They see determination, a strong mindset. There's so many things that come with it. So I think for me the biggest thing was it really boosted my confidence in so many ways. I walk differently. I have a different perception of myself because I see the work that I put into it and what it's yielded me. So I think I would say confidence was the biggest thing for me. And that was the thing that I probably needed the most.
I love that. And I think that quote is so true. And I've always felt that for like the longest time now that, when somebody sees you and you're fit, like, yes, that can be initially an attractive look. But I think what's deeper than that in terms of the attractiveness is like, it shows that somebody's consistent. It shows their discipline. It shows they're hardworking. So that in itself is attractive more so than just the look or the
The
visual look
look,
of it. So yeah,
absolutely.
I
No, I
love that.
agree.
Okay, so in our time together, what would you say has been like your favorite part about working with me specifically?
Everything. Honestly, I mean, the I would say my favorite thing is that you're so personable. You're readily available. Any questions, any struggles that I may have. Hey, I'm struggling this week. It's like, okay, what can I do to help you? Why are you struggling? Like, it's more than just surface stuff. It's more than just a one or two time check in per week. It's like, hey, I'm really having a hard time. And you'll come out to me and say, what can I do to help you, or why are you feeling this way, or why did you have a bad day, or why did you have a bad meal, right? So it's more, I feel like you have a different level of care, and that really, I guess that was probably one of the best things for me, is that you really put you came down to my level essentially to see what it is I'm struggling with or what it is you could help me with. Um, but yeah, I guess I have nothing bad to say if I'm being fully transparent. Like, working it with you has been the best, and I highly recommend you to anyone and everyone. Like, your ears must be ringing all the time because I talk about you all the time. Everything, like I said earlier, from like your app to you just being so personal, down to earth. Like, it's really hard, especially I think as a woman, and not being confident, to do these check-ins, to do the photos, to it's the first time I've ever done it for myself, for a coach, for anyone, especially a male coach, right? It's hard, but um I just feel like there's no judgment. You're really there to help. You're really there to look for results. And yeah, and I would say the other best thing about it is you're so highly encouraging. When you see a change, you're like, wow, amazing. Keep going, right? So I feel like you are my best cheerleader. Um, and that's really such an amazing thing to feel from a coach. Again, it's more than just a business for you. You care, you're passionate. And you can really tell that you love what you do. It's really reflected in how you treat your customers. I was going to say employees, but customers.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I do care a lot about you guys. And I do genuinely get pumped, to see you guys succeed. And it's been like that since I first started as like a personal trainer. It was like just getting the hype off people getting stronger, getting better results. And now I think once we added in the nutrition component, now it's just like another beast. So seeing you guys progress every week, like me and Jen will often be like, yo, like you see this person's transformation, like it's really cool. We get super hype. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And your
cool.
check-ins, like when you do the check-in after our check-ins and you give you give us feedback, your energy is just I always look forward to them because your energy is just superior, you know? And then yeah, it just I don't know, the energy is good. It gets me pumped for another week, you know, of like, hey, I want to do that much better. So yeah, it's really good.
Thank you. I
Definitely
appreciate that.
appreciate all you do because it's not and the fact of, you know, you've said so many times to me, like, just send training footage, send it. I love it. I love critiquing. I love being able to, um, you know, help your form and improvement. And there was a few times actually, and this was probably one of my favorite things. I've never had this happen, where you took like a screenshot of my form and you drew a line. You're like, this is how you have to be, and this is how you
Mhm.
are, right? And being that it's virtual, like obviously you're in Ontario, I'm in BC, it's really hard. But and I was like, I always thought, how is this gonna work? But it's worked so well, clearly. Like
Yeah,
in the 4 months, I've seen such a big change and I've maintained that change, which is I guess that's a big part of it too, right? Is maintaining and just rewiring and
absolutely.
so
And go ahead. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
no, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, so I know sometimes I borderline harass you to send me videos, but
Yes, you do.
I it's good because I know it can be people don't want to be putting themselves out there with videos. They feel shy or whatever it might be, but I always want to let people know that like I'm willing to do that work, and I think that that's such a big and important component of getting fit is like being good at working out. It's one thing to just go there and like go through the motions, but like getting good at the skill of working out and training really hard is just super important. It's just going to like 10x your results. So, and you've been setting a lot more lately, so I do appreciate that as well.
Yeah, the ones yesterday were exciting because you were like, great form, just trained to failure, right? So
Yeah,
that part's good and encouraging. So I'm ready to push a little bit more tonight.
absolutely. Cool. I
Yeah.
hope you have a good workout. Okay, so what would you say like the next 6 months look like for you in terms of like what results would you like to be expecting within like the next 6 months? Like where do you want to go from here?
Sure. So I am from here on the next 6 to 12 months, I'd really like to see more um a little bit more of I guess fat loss. And then I guess I'm looking at that point to really tone my body just to be more cut, more fit. Like, I mean, I think I look pretty fit with clothing, but without clothing, I want to be fit. You know what I mean? So just to see more muscle definition, especially in my legs and my arms, just to tone them more. So I would say that would be probably my biggest goal over the next 12 months. And I know it'd probably take that much, right? Just to build, again, just to get really good at the exercises and training those areas.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if we can keep improving your training and getting it up a level each month or so, and then perhaps over time actually eating even more food, I think that that will be like we can like kind of keep cutting, and then we can start pushing you with more food, and that's when you'll actually see more definition, more tone, kind of more muscular development as your body fat comes down as well. So that's kind of what I had in mind too. So I'm glad we're aligned.
Aligned, yeah. The other thing I don't think I've mentioned is that for the 14 or 16 weeks that I lost the 25 pounds, I was not in a deficit. And that was the biggest shock for me too, right? Because I always thought you had to eat much less. I was just eating proper food,
Yeah, like we
proper
would have
nutrition.
been we would have been in a deficit, but like it was probably higher calories than what you would have anticipated. Like off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure you were eating like 22 or 2,400 calories.
It was
So
less. It was like 2150 or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, and like that probably like what most people do, especially if people go to classes, is like they'll eat very little during the week and then they kind of go all out on the weekend. So they're like, hey, like I'm in a calorie deficit, I should be losing. And then they overdo it on the weekend and they kind of gain it all back. And it just becomes this perpetual cycle of like gain, lose, gain, lose, gain, lose. And they don't really make those forward progressions like you were saying. But yeah, like I believe, especially in women, like most women have the tendency to undereat. If you eat enough calories, like 2,100 calories in the big scheme of things might sound like a lot of food, but it's really not, especially if you're exercising 4 or 5 times a week, you're getting your steps, you're being active, you have a good amount of muscle. Like 2,100 calories is not a lot. And you lost weight fast. Like I remember when you first started, you were losing like 2, 3 pounds every single
Yeah,
week.
I was, yeah.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. How would you say that this transformation has impacted your life outside of fitness?
Um, I feel like I kind of alluded to it before. I feel like just the confidence piece in every aspect. Yeah, in the gym, I'm more confident. I was never a solo person to work out at like a box gym. I was more of like a, hey, let's go to these classes, get told what to do. So that was the fitness part. But like outside of it, I would just say confidence was the biggest thing for me in the outside of, my fitness journey. Just feeling better about I don't I guess with eating well, I feel more confident, I feel more clarity, like mental clarity, um, and just making the right decisions and doing better for myself has just I just feel happier. In general, I just feel like my I don't even know how to explain it. Like, in general, I feel like a better person. I feel like I'm a better friend, I'm a better partner. I just again, my mental state is in such a better place because I'm feeding my body properly. I'm exercising is providing me so much, and the walking, right? It just helps me with stress, I guess. I don't know how to put it in words. I just feel better overall. Like it's been a positive in every aspect of my life.
I love that, and I appreciate you sharing that because I totally agree. Like I tell people this all the time. Like fitness is not just working out. Fitness is like the foundation of your life. Like if you are fit and you are healthy and you are confident, you're going to be a better partner. You're going to be a better friend. You're going to probably get promoted or like at least enjoy your work more, do a better job at work. Because if you're like dragging your butt all day through the office versus like you're full of energy, you're full of confidence and like, you're dressing nice, like it just allows you to show up as such like a higher version of yourself. So I love
Makes
that you've
such a
noticed
difference.
that and you're
Yeah.
experiencing that. What would you say, like, for anyone who's watching this who might be struggling on their own right now? Like, what's one piece of advice or one thing they could start doing today to help them get started?
I would just say make yourself a priority. Don't wait until it's too late and just do it. I feel it's easy to say now because I've done it, right? And I'm doing it. But similar to when your car breaks down, you have no choice. You have to do it, right? So make yourself a
100%.
priority, invest in yourself. It's for the long haul, right? Even if you look great, you do it for the longevity of life, of your future. Again, you see all these things online. It's like you lift weights, you're going to do better when you're older. You're going to be able to climb stairs, get off a chair. So it's it's a investment long term. Like, even put weight loss aside, it's just for your overall health and wellness. And I wish I had done it sooner. I mean, you and I had a conversation months before I started, and I was just like, "Oh, I don't know." And when I jumped on, I was like, "Yeah, it was great." I made some sacrifices elsewhere, but it was well worth it. And I would highly recommend it and to everyone and anyone, and I do.
I know
So
you do.
yeah,
We've had a few evangelist friends come on board, so we appreciate that.
for sure.
Okay, cool. So, final thing, like if somebody was like on the fence, they've been thinking about potentially joining, what would you say to them?
I would highly recommend them to just have a call with you, just have a talk, um, just to find out more of who you are and what you're about. I would say that's the first step. That was the first step for me. And yeah, it took a little bit of time, but I think the biggest thing for me was that you weren't pushy. You weren't following up. You just said, "Hey, this is what I'm about. I would love to help you." And then I think after a few months, you checked in on me and I was like, "Yeah, let me look into this." So I would say just have the initial call. Um, Give Shaun and HealthNU a chance, like see what they're about. It doesn't hurt. It's one call, and then make your decision from there. And I don't know one person that's regret it. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for taking the time. It's been great chatting with you. I'm
Yes.
so grateful that you've had such a positive experience, and I've had a positive experience working with you. And I'm excited to keep this train rolling. So, have a great day, and thank you very much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.